Hello, Fever River Rail fans. So, little channel update. Just want to get some content out. I'm gonna give you a little layout tour today. So, first off, here's our staging area. This is where everyone parks their personal locomotives and rolling stock. At three, it also doubles as our loop to go from the lower level to the upper levels. Got three levels here and staging. A bunch of nice trains. So next we leave staging and we come over to Stanley. Got a wood chip plant here. A little city. Been a little incident in the apartment building there. And fire and medic on scene. We continue back and see our logging industry. And we continue around the curve here. Little campsite area. And another camping area, rock climbing wall. Next we have a bridge, got a couple of rail fans sitting down here, and over here we have our rail fan park. Next up is one of two main yards. This one is Chip. A small engine facility and a decent sized yard, as well as a very small intermodal facility in the back. Continue up the line. Our next stop here is South Chip. A couple of small industries to switch out. And we continue up past the little family farm here, little homestead. Next up we have Hickston, small scrapyard station, and our main tie facility, as well as a milk products building and a small warehouse. Continue along, we've got another small homestead, a small freight station and granary, as well as the United Grain Growers Farm Co-op. Continue around, got a small siding there for the staged rolling stock. Next we come to Wilton. Got a slaughterhouse here for cattle, as well as a small water tower and two stations. Also here we have our first of two secondary tracks that are just small continuous loops. Continuing again down the line, got a nice picturesque countryside here. Couple of factories, as well as a canning company and a lumber yard. We come up on our Lafarge quarry and another small engine shop. Continuing yet again, we come to the Lafarge Curve. A couple of men up there, one's taking a nap. One crew lost their caboose coming down to service the barges. Didn't have the necessary equipment to recover it, so it has been sitting there for a few weeks. And continuing around, this area is currently under construction. For the time being, I will call it Piccadilly Circus, because this once was home to our Ringling and Barnum Brothers Circus. As of right now, it is being turned into a large passenger terminal and cityscape. Looks like someone's been having fun driving. Continuing around up the curve, we are about to enter Benton Yard. This is our main yard and probably our biggest project we've undertaken in the last few years. New coaling facility and cinder dump. Currently getting a small load of coal. And we continue to our roundhouse. This is probably the biggest addition to this yard, as formerly we only had a 3-stall roundhouse right about there and a 90-foot turntable. Now we've upgraded to a large 6-stall roundhouse and a 130-foot turntable. A couple of the yard switchers and mainline locomotives awaiting their next assignment, as well as another small station and another small train park. This one containing Fever River 282-2820. Continuing once more, we come to the yard office, as well as our diesel and car facilities here. There's our diesel fueling rack way in the back there, as well as our yard. Little tank engine doing some switching here. Continuing along, there's switch tower for the yard, as well as some new buildings here in Benton, including the Point East Rock and Roll Club. A couple of factories, as well as an S-Mart Regional Logistics Center. Continuing, we also have the Fever River Float House Tube and Kayak Rental. Take a relaxing float trip along the beautiful Fever River. Some hiking required. As we leave Benton, we approach the downward slope of Galena Hill. We estimate this hill to have an approximate 4% grade, so it is a challenge for most engines to go up this. Most lone engines, I should say. A tunnel and a closed down coal mine here. Partially closed, so get a few prospectors going down once in a while. Continuing down to Galena Curve. This is where the floaters would depart the river, and they can either take a bus or car trip back up, or occasionally a train is available to take them back up the hill. Here we have our Continental Baking Company. Got a reefer sitting in the siding right now in the back there. And we continue along Galena Curve here to our helper facility. When we have heavier trains, we'll have a locomotive staged here, ready to help them up the hill. And finally, along this section, we have Galena. There's a beautiful whole representation of Galena, Illinois. Got the bridge, got the CN line, got the beautiful station. Pardon the scenery bottle there. Current project in this city is revitalization. Some new lights are going to be installed soon, as well as some more residents are going to be moving in. Continuing along once again, you come to the Fever River Light and Power, Water and Power Facility. All your electrical needs here throughout the line, served by the Spark, Zap, and Fried Fever River Power and Light. And continuing this next section is what we call Hanover and Han Under. A little joke there. Got another wood chip facility up top there, and our second lower loop. This one has a proper yard. You can do some switching in if needed. And up here we have a couple of grain facilities and an icing facility for our premier express reefer train. Continuing back up the next hill, some more picturesque scenery here. Small crossing, pardon the hole in the sky. Another little homestead, not homeless. Got a old caboose they bought from the railroad once upon a time. Turned it into a nice little shack there. And up a little further, we've got another homestead here. This one's got a bit of a livestock farm going. Beautiful barn and house, and an old Willys Jeep in the garage there. And once again, back to the layout. We come up to Eerie. Our paint factory, as well as a small power plant here. This one's used for keeping the paint factory warm through the winter. Down here we've got a grain facility on our Burlington loop. This loop contains our only DC line, but it can be switched to DCC if needed or wanted. Back up top we've got plastic facility. Factory makes plastic items. And along we've got our smallest yard, mainline yard, which serves the International Harvester factory here, as well as the Mississippi Mud Brewery. At Eerie Station here. Been re-roofing this for a few years. Sure are taking their time. And don't forget to stop by Chick-fil-A. Here they got some good deals going. Zooming back out, this here is Eerie Curve. Project undertaken to widen the curve so larger locomotives and rolling stock could negotiate it. Other things came up, and project has never been finished. Plans to finish this are in the works, but who knows? Continuing on, we've got more of our DC loop back here. Flat car loading siding. And then we also have a wind turbine being transported to its final destination here. Vehicles waiting for the train that will never come. Or at least in the next 20 minutes. Guys are going to be waiting a while. So back to the lower level, this is continuing from Han Under. This is a larger intermodal facility than we have over at Chip. And continuing on, some grain facilities. Also continuing from the Han Under line. Atkins Energy Ethanol Plant. Making most of the fuel we use here on the Fever River. All our locomotives have been converted. Back up top. At one time, this section of the layout was called Eula. It has retained the name, but it has taken a whole new appearance to represent the Chrysler plant in Belvedere. And this section of the lower level is called Neponset, however you prefer to pronounce that. Continuing along, Back to the upper side. Got a Eula Bridge. A girder bridge. Never failed us yet. Got some more picturesque scenery on the lower side here. And as we are coming into the upper side of staging, we come to our current main passenger facility in Appleton, as well as the Matthias Coil Plant. We just haven't changed the sign yet. Looking in the budget for it. Here we keep our main passenger fleet. And that is the top of staging. Thanks for watching, guys. Keep an eye on the channel. I'm going to be doing some new stuff soon, including but not limited to new model reviews, as well as a few other things. We'll see what we can think of. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and go check out our Facebook pages that are going to be linked in the description. Have a good one.